Morning, everyone. This is Beth Brooklifts with IAMS. I'm a life insurance sales director here. I'm excited about the webinar today. We have Major with us from Cincinnati Life. We're going to go over a lot of different material of reasons that you would want to place your business with Cincinnati Life. I'm really excited to hear about the Worksite Life Insurance program that they have as well. To get started, I know on the call we're going to have agents that are new to IAMS, and we'll have some veteran agents with us too. So I'll go through a quick overview of why doing business with IAMS makes sense, and then I'll hand over the presentation to Major to get into the meat of the discussion. So first off, just going off with new producers, why you would want to do business with IAMS is we do offer brand new agents when they are contracting different incentives of doing business with us. For example, if we get $100,000 of annuity premium in the door in the first 6 months, you can go ahead and collect an iPad, $750,000 or $750 of cash. If we get to the $250,000 level, it goes to $2,000 marketing reimbursement, gift cards, etc. The more you produce in that 6 months, the bigger the prizes get. How that relates in life insurance premium would be for every $100,000 for annuities, it would be $10,000 in target life insurance premium to meet those levels. We also want to incent the agents that are doing business with us, and our business works a lot like yours, and that getting a referral is one of the best compliments and one of our best recruiting tools if we can refer people that you feel can benefit from IAMS. And by doing so, we give you a $50 one-time bonus for referring an agent once they get contracted. And then in addition to that, any premium that they are doing with us, we also offer a percentage off of to you for that business. Just as a thank you for referring those agents to us. That's not a haircut off of their commissions or anything like that. It comes right out of IAMS' pocket and onto you. We also want to encourage you to invest in your business with marketing dollars, and so we do offer marketing reimbursement. We'll pay $100 of marketing reimbursement for every $100,000 of index annuity premium. It's a little bit better if we're doing single premium life. It's going to be $200 for every $100,000 of single premium life, and also $200 per every $10,000 target life insurance. We offer a lot of things with IAMS. The most important thing, I believe, is the back office support. And I look at that as we hand, with kid gloves, a case from the beginning when it starts with case design when you're talking to a life insurance or annuity sales director, to getting that business into submission, and our new business team, making sure that everything goes smooth through the process so that we can get that policy issued and paid. We offer every level of sales support that you can think of, from running case design, pre-screening life insurance cases, and so forth, in addition to experienced sales directors to help brainstorm for life insurance sales or life insurance case, annuity case. The world of COVID brought into a lot more necessity of submitting policies through an electronic platform. We use 3 different platforms here at IAMS. Firelight is one of them. Most of the company, you can register for Firelight on our website at iamsinc.com. The majority of our annuity companies are on Firelight. There are a few life insurance carriers that are on Firelight to submit business. I will tell you, with anything electronic, what we see is those are the cases that come in with the least amount of mistakes, and usually go a lot smoother than the old-fashioned way of taking a paper application. Of course, we can still do a paper application, but the e-application does streamline things by doing business that way. So we've got Firelight. We also have iGo eApp Solutions. That's going to have the majority of our life insurance carriers on that. It's also accessible on our website, www.iamsinc.com. If you have any questions about that, please reach out to a sales director, and they can give you a quick tour of the website to make sure that you're looking at the right things there. And then the last platform we have is American National actually has their own electronic design, so that we've got the three: Firelight, iGo eApp, and then Anico has their own portal for electronic submission. Like I said, you can see here the annuity companies. Then we have a handful of life insurance companies that are on Firelight. If they're not on Firelight, they're almost always going to be on iGo eApp. And if they're outside of that, we can always talk with a life insurance sales director to point you in the out to where on the carrier's website that it might be, or talk with one of our new business representatives to point you in the right direction. A great service that we have at IAMS is our creative team, and they can do anything from website design, logo design, social media, etc. A free service that we do offer is a marketing analysis. And if you haven't done done that with us before, I'd highly recommend reaching out to an annuity or life insurance sales director. They can send over the annuity marketing form and go through what your business looks like now as far as marketing, any kind of dreams or goals that you have to see where your business can go. And then we take that information, we meet with our creative marketing team, and we come up with a strategy on what are we going to keep with your marketing design, what are things that maybe we want to get rid of, what are things that we need to implement, at what timelines do we want to add into our marketing plan. So again, it is free. It's definitely worth doing it and getting kind of a snapshot of where you are and where you want to be with your business, and utilizing the right marketing tools. I kind of mentioned already that we have a website, www.iamsinc.com. If you haven't registered for it, I would go ahead and do that. It's free to do so, and there's a lot of great information on our website. On the life insurance side, of course, we use a lot of things like it has a term quoting engine that also happens to quote no lapse guaranteed universal life. You can get forms, underwriting information, product information. One of the best things on there is if you go to support, there's a sales resource library that has a ton of articles, PowerPoint presentations, different calculators. You can spend a lot of time in that section alone on our website. If you haven't been on there before, I would again tell you to reach out to a sales director and have them point out some of the things that you'll want to get familiar with it, so that you can get the best use out of our website. And finally, not only do we do annuities, and then your life insurance sales directors are handling life, long-term care, and disability, but we also want to be able to be a resource and support those of you that are wanting to get into managed money, or maybe you already are. We can go from the very basics of getting you the right series license and starting your wealth management practice, or maybe you already are in that realm and want to simplify things by having everything in one place. IAMS Wealth Management is a great solution to all of that. Again, you can reach out to one of your sales directors and they can introduce you to the leadership with IAMS Wealth Management. This year we have implemented, well, we used to do it before COVID, and then obviously COVID shut down a lot of training that we were able to do. This year we wanted to focus on having different life and annuity academies every couple of months. These are great ways to rub elbows with producing agents, a great way to brush up or get new sales ideas. The programs that we have set are paid for. We pay for your flight out to where the location of the academy is going to be, the food, the hotel, all of that. So if you hopefully, if you haven't been to one before, you reach out to one of your sales directors to, give you an idea of when the upcoming events are. You can get registered and hopefully invited to attend one of these academies. We still are having a sales contest with the Marketing Summit that is sponsored by Athene. We're actually introducing double the credit, which you'll probably be getting an email on that. And we will have another incentive trip that's coming up. It just hasn't been announced yet. As always, the best ways to keep in touch with us are on, to keep in the know would be making sure that you have us on Facebook and LinkedIn. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Major. Give me a second to. There we go.
Perfect. Beth, can you see my screen?
I sure can.
Awesome. No, well, we certainly appreciate everybody's time today. As Beth mentioned, my name is Major Bernhold. I've been with Cincinnati Life now about 7 years, currently a regional director with them. So my job is helping our independent agents grow their business, write solid business, and then also providing marketing ideas. And so just to kick it off, we'll go through the necessary disclosure here. Surprise, this is not a policy for you. It is just a presentation on some marketing ideas and what Cincinnati Life brings to the table. And so this is the roadmap that we're going to be following. We'll give a quick overview of who Cincinnati Life is, what we bring to the table in terms of underwriting, product, and then lastly, we'll touch on our worksite marketing program. And so to start off, some of you may know who Cincinnati Insurance is. Cincinnati Insurance is a large property casualty company that was started in 1950 by 4 independent agents that were mistreated by an insurance company. They got together and thought that they could do it better, and here we are in 2022. The company is a Fortune 500. The life company, very different than most property casualty subsidiaries. The life company is really intended to stand on its own. Our distribution is through predominantly probably 65% property casualty agencies and then 35% through organizations like IAMS. Financially strong, rated AM Best, A+, the same as our parent company. Usually with life affiliates, you see them maybe rated 1 notch below because they're viewed as being dependent on the parent organization. That is not the case with Cincinnati. We are very financially strong. And the key advantage that we really try to hang our hat on is the relationships that you have access to, whether it's with underwriters, case managers, IAMS, they have 1 underwriter assigned to them. They have localized field support all over the country from Cincinnati Life. So we are truly there to help you develop that business. Jumping into a little bit more about the life company, we discussed direct access to your underwriter, developing that relationship. So when you have those key accounts that come in or those I got a guy conversations, we're more than happy to do pre-screens. Just some quick overview notes on our competitive advantages, actual age calculations. We are not an age nearest company. So if somebody is 54 years old today, but they're turning 55 in October, that could be a pretty big price difference if they're looking at $1 million, $2 million, $3 million of face amount. Eligibility of our tobacco guidelines, I'm going to hold off on that because I have it on the next slide, but we'll talk about what makes Cincinnati unique in terms of tobacco usage. And then lastly, competitive commissions across the board. If you're writing transactional business, I know our minimum on term insurance is $25,000. If you write a smaller life case, some companies, they might not pay you a full commission on the policy fee. With Cincinnati, the policy fee is fully commissionable. So just some little, I'll call them niches that Cincinnati really sees us developing strengths with in the independent market. Circling back to that tobacco guidelines, so you'll see here how we treat tobacco stance, non-smoking versus smoking versus celebratory cigar. Non-smoking, chewing tobacco, cigars, pipes, even with a positive nicotine test, we consider them to be a non-smoker. On the smoker side, cigarettes, e-cigarettes, and there should be an asterisk next to marijuana, sometimes marijuana. The reason we say sometimes marijuana is if somebody is truly occasional use, oh, I use marijuana twice per year on vacation, we could probably go all the way up to preferred plus if they tested negative. If somebody's using it twice per month, maybe standard non-smoker. The thing we really hang our hat on with that is how many times somebody is using marijuana, and then also if they test positive or negative for marijuana. If they test positive for marijuana, chances are they're going to be a smoker. If they test negative, we're definitely looking to place them as a non-smoker. Celebratory cigar, Cincinnati, we do allow someone to smoke up to 6 cigars per year and still get our best preferred plus class. If you're smoking a cigar every day, testing positive for nicotine, you can still be a non-smoker, but you would be limited to that standard plus category, which is still a pretty good rate. Product-wise with Cincinnati, I don't want to bore people too much with product, but the thing to remember about Cincinnati Life is it is a guarantee mortality-based company. And so all of our products have guarantees built into them, and we are truly looking to pay that death benefit. None of our products are necessarily a financial lever to pull to, you know, I'll use the phrase hide money from taxation or, you know, oh, I want to leverage up, you know, $2 million over 2 years for a real estate deal. Our products are not designed to take that in. Our products are meant to be understood by everybody in our company, all of the agents that we do business with, and especially all of the clients. If you can't explain it to a client, we think, well, then the client's really going to be lost. And so we really try to keep things simple. Term is pretty standard. We do allow for conversion through age 70 or the end of your term, whichever one comes first. We price our term products for where we think someone should be buying it. And so I'll pick on the difference between a 10-year term and a 30-year term. A 10-year term, we think chances are people between the age of 55 and 70 are probably looking for a 10-year term. And so that's where we really want to use our competitive pricing to win business. Where somebody who's 35 years old, we think they're going to be looking more in the 20 to 30-year term category, and that's where we try to use our pricing chips. If someone runs a term comparison on, say, a 25-year-old Cincinnati Life versus the top 25 life companies, on that 25-year-old, you know, on a 10-year term, we might be number 7 in the list, but we might be number 7 by $5. If number 1 is $150 a year, Cincinnati might be $155, and we might be number 7 on that comparison. But if you would run a 30-year term for that 25-year-old, we would hope to be number 1. That is kind of some insight into our pricing. Return of premium term, the second option there. So we probably see about 20% of applicants elect term return of premium. The way ours works is, say term cost $1,000 a year and return of premium cost $2,000 per year. At the end of a 30-year term, you would have $60,000 coming back to you in cash. So $2,000 per year times 30 years, $60,000. Or you could get a smaller paid up amount of insurance. And so I'm just making this up. If your cash option is $60,000, your paid up insurance might be $120,000 of permanent life insurance that you never have to owe money on again, but it's always going to be there. And so return of premium, it's a great position for business life, young individuals, people that want whole life but can't afford the premiums. That's a great mid-step. I own it personally. Interesting scenario. We were just with a business owner helping on some point of sale assistance, and we went in with term quotes and return of premium quotes. And it was for a $3 million death benefit. The term insurance was $9,000 per year on a 20-year policy, and the return of premium was $20,000 per year. And so the client, he goes, well, it's pretty simple. I think I should buy the term. And we discussed that he was looking to perpetuate his business to his son, who is a new student at Purdue University. And he said, well, in 20 years on the term, if I don't plan on dying young, I will have paid in $180,000, and that's it. The term is done. Or on the 20-year return of premium, I'm going to pay in $400,000. It's going to be an asset on my balance sheet for my company. And my son will be able to use that as a down payment to buy me out or a final payment. There's just going to be good options there. And so if a company is cash flow strong, if they see the value in it, it could be a great sale for everybody. We do offer a guaranteed universal life, traditional UL as well. Probably one of our most competitive products is our whole life for non-participating policies. Our price right now, I think, is running #1 in the market, especially on limited pay durations, whether it's a single pay, 10 pay, paid up at 65. Those stack up very well. Everything is guaranteed from the premium to the death benefit to the cash value. We can tell you right now what it's going to be. We do offer annuities, and then also our voluntary payroll deduction program, which we're going to jump into here more in a moment. If somebody is asking me what Cincinnati's ideal client is, I would say it probably mirrors our property casualty counterparts in that we're looking for the business owner. 45 to 65 years old, $1 million, $2 million, $3 million of death benefit and up. We are available to help with any of that, whether it's point of sale assistance, going out and talking to clients. If you're running an agency out there and you have a team of producers, we're more than happy to come in and talk about financial underwriting, things to look out for on business life cases. And I know IAMS is happy to help as well. Probably our most undermarketed, most lucrative program is our Worksite program. And so to give you a little background, Cincinnati Life has been in the Worksite business for over 50 years. That's an outdated number with 4,000 in-force payroll accounts. It's probably closer to 4,500 or 4,000 or 5,000 now. Most are small businesses. You can see there the ideal profile, 15 to 150 employees working 20 hours a week or more. True family-based coverage, so employee, spouse, children, and no cost to the employer. And so it is guarantee issue, meaning no medical questions. So long as someone is working 20 hours per week, they would qualify. So I'm 45 years old. I'm working in a manufacturing environment. I would be able to sign up for $100,000 of coverage, but the person next to me is a type 2 diabetic. They would be able to sign up for $100,000 of coverage as well. No change in the price, still guarantee issue. And a couple things that help make us competitive if you're in the benefits space. This will make more sense here in just a moment. But how is this different than than group life insurance? So Cincinnati's voluntary life program is completely owned by the individual. We know if we do our job right, we will actually come out and help with the enrollment. We're probably going to get 40 to 50% of employees to sign up. And if an employee signs up and it's $10 a week and they leave in 2 years, well, then their $10 a week goes to $40 a month. There is no change. There is no surprise for the employee if they try to take their policy with them into retirement or go to take another job. The plan doesn't change and the cost does not change. And we position that against traditional group life insurance. Group life insurance, more one size fits all. Everybody gets $25,000, everybody gets $50,000. You might be able to take it with you, but everything is tied to that master contract with the employer. So if The master contract is with principal, and then 3 years later, the benefits producer decides to switch it to the standard. Anyone that had taken that coverage with them, they have to face a choice. Do they want to convert their group term to permanent, which we all know the cost on that, or do they want to lose coverage? And so we try not to set people up for that. Cincinnati Life, our program, our product options, you can see there in the middle. We do offer term, return of premium, and whole life within the program. To give you an idea of what employees are purchasing, it's probably 40% return of premium, 40% whole life, and 20% term. We see a lot of employees that have gone the route of term. They think, well, I've paid on my term insurance for 20, 25 years, and I still owe money on it. So they're looking for that permanent option that they might be able to take into retirement with them. Our minimum group size does start at as low as 15 employees. We have a slide coming up on what markets are generally best for it, but always be thinking blue to gray collar markets, car dealerships, restoration companies, auto repair shops, anything manufacturing, machine shops, dental offices, all of those work well. What doesn't work well? Usually places with a lot of turnover or employees that aren't making a whole lot of money. We were just in a small business actually in Illinois, and the employer is paying the employees about $10 an hour, which, okay, that is a job, but that's not leaving a whole lot of money for benefits after taxes and FICA, and if they're paying for health insurance. So what we target in a deduction, just to give you an idea, is whatever the average employee is making per hour, divide that by 2, and that's usually what an employee can afford for their life insurance out of their paycheck. So if an employee is making $25 per hour, we think they can afford to spend about $12.50 per week on a life insurance deduction. And so hopefully that's given you something to think about in terms of the Worksite program. I did want to show you 3 potential groups here. It is traditional life insurance, so the commission does pay out like traditional life insurance. It is first year loaded, I should say. But really 3 different groups here, group of 25, 75, 150. Going back to that, if we think we do our job right, 40 to 50% will sign up. And just to show you I'll call it the revenue potential, but then also the time commitment. I did mention that Cincinnati Life, we have resources. We do not want to set you up for a failure and just turn you loose on a group. We want to be involved. We want to help you. Everyone that you meet with from Cincinnati is a non-commissioned salesperson. So we're not looking to twist any arms. We're not looking to corner employees to sign up. We truly just want to make sure everyone knows what's being offered. And if they want to sign up, great. If they don't want to sign up, we do ask that they just sign a waiver form, and that takes probably 30 seconds. And so going back to that, how to get started, thinking about groups that are solid fits. If you are within an agency, whether it's a benefits agency, property casualty agency, a wealth management firm, I would encourage you to think about putting the program in your place of employment. It is probably the easiest way to see the program in action. It will make sense of how the enrollment takes place, how the enrollers interact with employees. And we, being in insurance, I'm continued to be astounded when we bring it into our agencies. We think, oh, everybody's already taken care of. They've talked about their life insurance, but people have medical conditions. Nobody's asked them. The 2 things we hear most from employees are 1, I have no insurance, and 2, nobody's ever asked me about my life insurance. And so that's really how we position it with employers is your employees are probably only going to talk to a professional insurance agent if you bring them in, if you make it a priority so that nobody here has to have a GoFundMe, that Cincinnati Life or my agency can come in and talk to them. And most employers, they see how it's different. They see that it costs them no money. It's all paid by the employee. They're usually willing to have at least a conversation about it. And so with that, I know I went through it a little fast there, but I always like to keep information flowing. Is there any questions that we could answer? Beth, do you see any questions?
I do not see any questions. One thing I think about when you talk about that worksite marketing is for people that are, if they ever get a decline on a person, that it would be a good introduction to say, oh, your decline for traditional life insurance, can I have a conversation with your HR director at your work? And, that might be an opportunity to get somebody some life insurance that's uninsurable and, more people in that, wherever that person is working as well.
Right. Great opportunity to bring it up if you have a decline. Asking what is available through your employer, that can be a door opener. Also, just the benefits conversation. If you're talking to a small business owner, asking, generically, what do you offer your employees in terms of benefits? And you'll hear about major medical or the 401k, and you'll slowly winnow it down just to life insurance. And getting either Beth or myself on the phone, or we, happy to come out and have that discussion with the business owner of what's valuable to them, what are they bringing their employees. We always make sure that the employees know that they get it because they work for ABC manufacturer. They don't get it across the street. So it is a unique offering.
I'm going to go ahead and launch some of our questions for, can you see the polling question?
Yep, sure can.
Are you, okay. Are you currently presenting term with return of premium? Go ahead and close that down. Do you have any access to advanced sales support? And then finally, do you have any opportunities with an employer that has more than 15 employees? All right, well, that's all I have for today. Anything else that you'd like to add, Major?
No, I would just say Cincinnati Life, like that, we really do hang our hat on that relationship component. I know IAMS has relationships all over the country. Cincinnati Life, there are 40 versions of me all across the country. We work out of our homes. We are more than happy to travel to go help with point of sale assistance, or if you do have that advanced sales case and you're looking for someone to review a buy-sell agreement, we are here to help. No charge. We don't take a commission for our services. We don't charge you anything. We are truly just looking to help. And so thank you for the time. We really do appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Major, and thanks for everybody joining the call. Have a great week. Goodbye.